Hi, my name's Barry Crampton. Today I'm going to show you around our Land Rover Discovery, then I'll take you for riding it, but first I'll tell you a little bit more about it. I'm really sorry I can't walk around it today, but it's been windy up here sometimes before, but not as windy as it is now, believe me. It would just blow my camera over and the doors won't stay open and nothing. But this car is absolutely beautiful. It's just like it's come out of the showroom. It's even down the edges of the doors, there's no chips. It's just lovely. There's a couple of little marks on it, and I mean they are tiny marks. There's no chips on the bonnet, so to speak. It just looks like it's been probably just used round town, I would imagine, but parked up most of the time. It's a lovely car. It's a Discovery 4 3-litre SD V6 HSE automatic, 2012 on a 61 plate, one owner from new, has only done 21,773 miles at the moment. Fuel economy: urban 28.8 miles per gallon, extra-urban 34.9 miles per gallon, and combined is 32.1 miles per gallon. Has a 0 to 60 time of 9.3 seconds, a top speed of 112 miles per hour, out of a 255 brake horsepower, 6-cylinder, 24 valve engine. So the interior is like brand new as well. Don't look like it's been sat on. It's just a lovely car all round, and bearing in mind it's 2000. Bearing in mind it's 10 years old, you would honestly just think it's come out of the showroom. It's a lovely example. And a few weeks ago we sold one of the very old Discoveries with low miles on, and there were people fighting for it. There was people ringing up. Well, one person rang up and said, look, you know, don't sell it to that other person you're selling it to. We'll give you another £2,000 more. And then somebody else rang, and of course we don't work like that. We stood on with our original deal. But this, if you look after this in future, then it's got to be an appreciating classic, I would say. Okay, service history. 11th of 1st 2016 at 3,371 miles, Ribblesdale Land Rover. 13th of 1st 2021 at 19,643 miles, Ribblesdale Land Rover. So I'll just put that away, and then we'll set off. It's got the usual Land Rover things. Access height. If you just click that like so, there we go. We're going down. I always make the mistake of keeping my foot on the brake, and then it makes like a funny noise moving forward. But that's it. That's access height, and clicked it again. It says suspension lock to access height. If we go into the menu here, extra features, 4x4, you'll see there. That's showing you the access height and so on. We'll just put it back up. Normal height selected. There we go. We're going back up, and you can see there it's set to normal height now, and we can also off-road height selected. So it's raising. It's showing you it's going up there. The lines are even moving as it's going up, which is quite clever. And also what you're setting there. Here's your terrain response: swamp, minefield, Christmas, Mexico. Let's just if I just click across there, let's just say program selected: grass, gravel, snow, mud ruts, sand, rock crawl. So select low range to activate rock crawl. I'm going to go back to normal. special programs off, so we're all back to normal there. Let's go before my camera's overheating. Actually, it's brightening up now. It may be windy, but it's bright. I have to say this also drives like new. And it's amazing what a difference the tyres make. I think this one's got 19-inch wheels on with 55 profile Scorpion Zeros, Pirelli Scorpion Zeros, and it does make a whole lot of difference to the ride. It's a lot smoother. It's actually, my Range Rover Sport's got 21-inch alloys on with 45 profile, and you can't half tell the difference, because I come up here quite a lot, and you certainly can tell the difference. And there's a real bad stretch of road here where the tractors have ripped it up, and that's going right through it. And as unpleasant as that was, believe me, it's a lot nicer than most other vehicles and other Land Rovers stroke Range Rovers with 21-inch wheels on. It has a more stately drive, I think, than the Sport. A bit more forgiving on bumpy roads, but just a lovely vehicle. As I say, I'm going to cut in some video of down the door edges, because normally the vehicles this size, you can't park them in a parking space without opening it into something and catching your door edges. But this, I was looking at it yesterday, and the sun was on it, and it really does look like a new car. It's a credit to its previous owner. So we've also got power folding door mirrors there. We've got sat nav. You've got Bluetooth. Turn that down, but you've got Bluetooth audio streaming, Bluetooth hands-free. This particular car has also got a very handy feature. That's stuff sliding about in there. So your handy feature is, if we go to the home menu and then we click on extra features, you'll see their time climate. So you can set a timer to heat the car up in the morning before you come out to it, defrost it. But even if that doesn't work, we've also got the heated front screen. And they really are a godsend. A very safe vehicle. Has a split tailgate at the back. And I wish there was they used a fancy word which I can't just quite remember. But anyway, asymmetrical. I always press the middle there, and it's these bars, and I'm always it's these two bars. If we'd have just been another couple of minutes earlier, I'd have met that big tractor with a trailer just here. I've been reversing all the way up the hill. Yeah, so asymmetrical, whatever it is anyway. The back tailgate, the bottom tailgate, is designed like that. And the reason being is at one side, it's easier to load your shopping. If you just lift the back tailgate up, you've not got to lift as high to load your shopping. And when it's actually down, and two people, it says two people can sit on it, but I don't know whether those two people would be me and John. We might tip the Range Rover, we might tip the Land Rover up. But also, it's easier for reaching in because it's further in. Having said that, this car's a 7-seater as well, and the 7 seats. I mean, I'm quite tall, I would say, or certainly above average height, and that's my new camera that's overheated after 5 minutes. Electrics, you've got to love them, haven't you? Yeah, so as I say, I'm quite tall, but leaning in to put the 6 and 7 seats up, because you've kind of got to do it from the back. You've got to lean in, pull the catch, and then push and pull the seat up to like cantilever it. Gotta say, stuff these days. I was going to replace all. Funnily enough, these DJIs, they were in the sale, and they should be 350 quid, and they were 279 quid. And I was going to replace. I bought one, and it seemed to be okay when I worked it, and better than my GoPros. It's certainly a lot neater than GoPros, nice and small, and the attachment gone off again. Look, the attachment is better. And I went to order another 4, and the sale had finished, so they'd gone back up from 279 to 350. So I decided not to bother, and well, you've seen there, these GoPros are bad, but that goes off even quicker. It's disgraceful. And the funny thing about it is there's a separate battery which is supposed to give you something like 180 minutes battery life, but what's the point of having a battery that lasts 180 minutes when it'll only work for 10 minutes before it overheats? Strange. But just, I mean, as I say, just look at the size of that. That battery is that big, and in 5 minutes, it's red hot. So you can imagine what your electric car batteries, a whole cassette under the floor. I saw a video of an electric bus on fire as well. You don't want to be anywhere near one of those things when they go up. Here, you've got a diesel vehicle. It drives beautiful. It's economical for the size, and I just don't see how electric vehicles are ever going to catch on myself. Just ridiculous. When you could have something like this that'll just last you forever. So we've also got 3-position electric memory seats. I should have done the memory seat Russian roulette when we started, but I forgot. I've changed the driver's position to mine, dead easy. You set it, you set your steering wheel, you set your mirrors, and then click memory and whatever position you want, and it saves it. They are electric seats here, but if I click that button forward, these wings here on the side of the seat, they fold in and hold you in position. Actually, I'll just get around the corner because there's a car coming. And we'll try the electric memory seats. You see here that electrically height and reach adjustable. So it's an action camera that will capture action so long as it's less than 5 minutes. I don't know. Another 280 quid down the drain. I'm just going to pull up here. Okay, you just go off road, no, absolute no problem. So, memory position 2. You see the door mirror is changing. The steering wheel will change as well. Memory position 3. And back to my memory position 1. There we go. So this car's got a tow bar as well. Put that back to nav. It's such a lovely drive. This drives better than all the four-wheel drives, I think, except for perhaps the Vogue Range Rover. But it has more of a Range Rover Vogue type drive. Your air conditioning controls are down here, or climate control. Set the temperature there. Your fan's in the middle there. You knock the air con on and off with this switch in the centre. Just there. Heated seats. Drivers and passengers. Electric handbrake. If I just click that down and then across, that takes it into sport. Makes the throttle more responsive. You've also got paddle shifts on the back of the steering wheel here. There we go. Down on the left and up on the right. But drive is absolutely perfect. The back seats fold flat, the 6 and 7 seats fold flat. The middle row will fold independently of each other. Loads and loads of space. If I remember, I'll try and cut in this, in the brochure it just shows you the various days of the week, what a Discovery is used for, and gives a kind of configuration of the back seats, how you use them when you're doing different things. This video is going to be a right hodgepodge, I'm afraid. But honestly, I can just imagine, that's brand new, week old, and I can just imagine if you bought a car and it off again, look, if you bought a car and you got 5 minutes up the road and it broke down and you've got to wait for it to cool down before you could do anything else, switch all your stuff off, sit there for half an hour while it cools down, and then you set off again another 5 minutes. But yeah, electrical equipment, that camera over there wouldn't switch on, wouldn't connect. This one, you've got to update the time every time you switch it on. Unbelievable. You've got this beautiful Land Rover that's 10 years old, drives as good as new. The suspension is just so good on these. I suppose that the Discovery is specifically made for this sort of terrain, and you just waft along, you just float along. The Sport's made to look like it's for this terrain, but it's actually made for driving around town or on the motorways. Oh, we've got the old Extinction Rebellion pheasants again. And get out of the way. This is a fabulous example. I'm just going to move over here because I don't think oh, she was a very pleasant looking young lady. Just missed a sandpiper there, I think it was. The other thing with these taller tyres, I think if you were to listen to anybody who knows about driving and he likes driving fast, then it would be the low profile tyres all the time and the harder suspension. I just like being comfortable, and the steering, the giving the sidewalls, a little bit of giving the sidewalls, it just makes it smoother. Whoever buys this car, I mean, the thing is, with this low mileage, 20,000 miles, you can't actually charge. You've got to give a fortune to get lovely cars like this, but you can't actually pass it on to the customer, because these days with Auto Trader searches and so on, and the price banners in Auto Trader, if you were to actually ask what this car is really worth in real monetary terms, it wouldn't appear in any searches, or it would have a stupid high price banner on. So, and also we had a chap come. He'd been looking at several vehicles, and he wanted to know if we. In fact, he probably didn't buy the vehicle because we couldn't knock any money off it, and he couldn't get it in through his head that we couldn't knock any money off it. That was the price. And the reason that's the price, he'd been to look at several others, and by his own admission, they weren't as nice as our car. And the reason is, we're selling cars, and we try and get the best examples of each model, and John manages to do it. I haven't got the patience anymore. John searches for stock to get the best ones. And we're selling cars, good examples with proper service histories, proper mileage, nice cars, at the same price as other people are knocking garbage out. You know, and all right, you'll go there and they'll knock you 500 quid off. But we've already reduced our car to compete with Auto Trader's banners to be competitive, but the car's actually better, so should be more. And trying to get that across to people is so difficult. You just can't do it. A lot of people want to buy a car. They don't want the best car, they want the cheapest car, or they want the most discount. And they end up getting a car with the most discount that will probably need blooming tyres. This has got good tyres all round. It's mint all round. The service history is proper. And it's so short-sighted of people. I wish I could get across to the advantages of buying from us. But it is honestly, it's difficult. These days we advertise at cash prices. Vehicles have gone up so much, we try not to pass that price hike onto the customers. We've squeezed our margins that way as well, and I think we sell better cars than most of the garages. I mean, also, there's a garage well, I wouldn't call them a garage, but they're called Cars, spelt C-A-R-R-S BC. Now, I used to trade as BC Cars, and I've still got the email address, I've still got a website. This is before me and John chucked in together. And this firm advertises on Facebook. There's no telephone number. So it's just Cars BC on Facebook. They've got all these different cars, and there's people Googling them to find a telephone number to ring them up about these cheap cars. And of course they come up with BC Cars, so they're ringing me and my phone is red hot. But why would you buy a car off Facebook, off somebody that's not got an address, not got a garage, don't put the telephone number on, and you've got no means to contact them afterwards? You know, it's all done by messaging. A few weeks go down. What's to stop them just changing the name on Facebook and your warranty is null and void? Why would you do it? We've been here for 20 years. You know, if you do that, you're a victim. You will be a victim. And you've only got yourself to blame. Go and buy a cheap car off Facebook, and then, you know, in a few months' time, when you've got to scrap it and go and buy you know, you'll think you were a victim, but you weren't. You were stupid. On that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-da. GoPro, stop recording.